G'day, Shah here once again. Previously we took a look at all of the equipment that I was using for shooting, and today we're going to take a quick look at how I set up all of my shots and get everything organized for a shoot. So let's go check it out. Before you even set off, you actually need to give some thought to where you're going and what you want to be shooting while you're there. So for example, in the shots here, we've got a lot of really nice scenery that is pretty much only capturable by a drone. You need to give some consideration to that. But if you're going somewhere that's like a forest and a campsite at a forest, for example, drone shots really aren't going to be that helpful. So you need to give some consideration to that before you even set off as well, where you're going to be going and what sort of shots you want to be getting while you're getting there. So for example, where I am here at Broken Hill, getting shots of this mining equipment and the signage and everything here. Tripod shots with the camera and a couple of little handheld shots here and there are really all that's needed. Aerial shots really aren't going to be of much use in a situation like this. Okay, so now we've given some consideration to what we want to shoot and how we want to shoot it. Let's set off and look at a typical setup. So here we've got just sort of a standard car park entry, but what you would have seen from the shots is that I'm trying to give a bit of a timeline and a bit of an indicator of where we're going, where we're starting on our journey. So when we got that footage of us coming into the car park, we're just sort of doing a bit of a timeline. So arriving, getting out, starting off on the trails, and where we're going to head to for the rest of the day. So this is one of the setups I'm doing here. Just a standard thing that I'd be doing quite often, just to walk down a path. Nothing too exciting, but the main goal of what I'm doing here is to give you a look at what the forest looks like around the place. So you'll see here I'm just set up right next to the path itself. So what I'm doing in situations like this is just sort of trying to capture a little bit of the area and the environment while I'm doing a bit of walk through it, so it's giving a bit of an idea of what the place looks like as well as what the trails look like. So basically we're trying to kill two birds with one stone by showing a point of view of the place and also a encompassing view of the place so you can see what's around. So as you would have seen just a second ago, another one of the things that I try and get done on each of my shoots is having multiple cameras on the same thing. So you'll see here on camera 1, I've got the GoPro, camera 2 here, I've got the Sony. But what I try and do with each of these is set them up, not necessarily in the same place, but sometimes as I've got here in the same line. But often I'll set up another camera on a completely different line. So what I'll do is I'll give you a bit of a demo right now on what I'm talking about with that as well. So this sort of a shot here, it's giving you a couple of different angles to work with. Even though it's only a 5-second journey from me walking past the first camera there, coming up past the GoPro here on the ground, you can at least give yourself some different ideas and different things to work with. So you may look while you're out here and think, you know what, that camera is actually really set up quite well there. I'm liking what the angle that it's on, the light that's I've got set up on it right now, but you might get home and take a look at it and it could actually be no good. So I may decide that I just want to work with the footage from this camera over here, and if I've shot the same thing from a couple of different angles, I've got the the latitude to be actually be able to do that. So it's handy to do these sorts of things. And I've only just got a GoPro on the ground here and the Sony here, so it's not like I'm working with $12,000 worth of cameras. It's just $1,000 worth of cameras, and that's about it. So even if you've just got two GoPros, one there and one there, same result. So something to think about anyway. Another of the shots that I need to make sure that I get in a lot of my videos as well is a bit of signage of the place. Not only does that give you guys an idea of what the trails look like, what the walking trails look like, the mountain biking trails, that sort of thing, but it also lets you know how big the place is and just gives you a bit better of an overview of the place. Not all people like to look at just someone walking along the trail or pans of the forest itself. some people like to sort of have a bit of a visual representation on a map, so that's why we do that sort of thing. And I always make sure I try and get those sorts of shots in each of the videos that I shoot as well. Alright, well I hope that's given you a bit more of an idea on how my shoots actually go and how I go about getting all of my shots set up. The next time we check in, we're going to have a bit of a look at the process when I get home, so organising my files, and then we're going to head into editing and further steps from there. Don't forget, if you're getting some value from this video and my channel, to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly share. I really do appreciate that. And we'll see you next time we get 4 wheels on the road.